Welcome to the Forbidden Frontier.
We're going to go down the rabbit hole of the Tesla truck explosion. Things have gotten a little fucking strange, especially when Gravitic Propulsion is brought up. Everybody's trying to poo-poo that one. I'm like, whoa, that's the one I focused in on completely. I'm like, that's why we're going to talk about it. So everybody's like trying to distance themselves from this one. I'm saying, let's embrace it. Let's embrace that. Let's talk about it, because I have been very skeptical that we have that technology that's been put into use. Of course, the military will be the first one to do it. Now I'm not so skeptical.
Adam, you wanted to start with drones.
I
think it's fair. It's a good start.
I think we got to go back a few weeks, because we were on and off doing the show, and this whole drone thing was going on, and we've been talking about, UAPs, UFOs many times over the past year, and it felt like we needed to talk about this New Jersey drone event that was happening. And a lot of people were like, well, everyone's got a drone. I got a drone, they're fun. But these drones were not the normal drone, like the one you just saw.
Not this, not the DJI Osmo or something. It's not one of those.
Yeah, whatever. Like, that's a normal drone.
Oh, I thought they were just fucking drones. That's all. I just thought people were freaking out. It was a bit of a hysteria. They were seeing planes. There was some video where it was clearly fucking planes landing. And I was like, okay, this is kind of, believe it or not, a couple, 3 weeks ago was a slow news week. I know that's crazy coming off of what was not a slow news year, but the hangover kind of was still in effect with Trump's election, but it was kind of quiet. Like, Trump stopped doing rallies. The news was licking its wounds. People were getting ready for the holidays. So it was kind of slow. So it got a lot of coverage. And I thought at first it was bullshit. And then we got more. Tell us what you know about the drones, Adam.
Well, they were huge, weren't they? Yeah. I mean, they were not normal drones that
they were not consumer.
The average consumer can go and buy, right? These were obviously something different. I did hear reports that they were moving erratically, that were a little different than regular drones, but I haven't seen videos of any of that. So,
Sean Ryan's guest said something very interesting when he's talking about the drones. He said, listen, I wasn't believing him anyway, but then I talked to some of my guys, and I talked to a sheriff, and the sheriff said, we sent our own drone up to go after it. And this is a sheriff drone, so it's not like a government drone, but it's still a decent drone. And that thing just whipped away. They couldn't keep up with it at all. And we were hearing a lot of these were erratic and big. So, I mean,
size of a car. We were hearing
a car. That's fucking crazy.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy. That's government drone. That is government size, government grade drone.
Military. Who's
military though?
Right.
That's the question. We heard from the government. We don't know what it is. We're investigating. We know what they are. They're operating legally. To
Lockheed.
Okay, what is it? We never got a straight answer.
Probably isn't even the military. It probably is not the government. It's probably like Lockheed or something working for the government. So it can't be FOIA'd. It's behind a private wall that we can't access as citizens.
Yeah.
Trump came out and said they know what they are.
Yeah.
The military. The government knows. They're just not telling you.
Yeah.
It's like,
my theory on it was in the modern day and age, if we get into a conflict with another entity that's at our level, right? It's going to be over towns. It's going to be over cities. It's going to be a lot of places like this.
Independence Day.
And we're seeing out of like the Ukraine, Russia, there's a lot of drone usage. They're using drones in a bunch of new ways. True. And China's picking up on that. And I'm sure all the other countries are picking up on it, and we're picking up on it. So they're more than likely developing their own drones, and they have been for probably 10 years, ever since the drones have really been taken off.
Where do you think all our drones are made? In China.
So this is possibly a military testing it's like a war games thing, or they're testing out how they could maneuver around these cities, what they could pick up, how they could track people. Who knows? That could be why they're not telling us. Or
it could be China.
Could be China.
China flew a fucking balloon over our entire country, and we didn't shoot it down until we absolutely
let it fly.
Now, I can understand there are legitimate reasons not to shoot them down over populated areas. They could be filled with payload. That's incredibly dangerous. And then we'd be shooting it. So therefore, we'd be the one that would be dispersing the payload.
Whatever it is. The payload.
So the fact that our government didn't do anything, remember, this is Biden. We're still in the Biden regime, who didn't shoot down a fucking balloon.
Actually.
We are under corrupt regime right now.
Incompetent, severely, not just corrupt. I totally, completely corrupt, but severely incompetent. And it seems from a lot of like military that I hear, ex-military that make content now, it's completely incompetent. The whole chain, all the way up to the top. And Matthew, in his manifesto, that's one of his points, is that we're completely incompetent. Yes. Use the incompetent smoke as a screen so they can do whatever they want to do without they're dumb, they're stupid, they're dumb. One person just needs to be good.
People behind the scenes have to be good.
David Icke, who I think is like legitimately, he comes up with some good stuff, but he's also fucking crazy. But like
he's entertaining though.
He's entertaining, but like he and Alex Jones, who don't like each other now, they used to get along great, but he and Alex Jones and many others have pointed out over fucking decades at this point that there's some very smart people who can easily control, based on plausible deniability, the general malaise of the public, the low information of the public, who will not believe this stuff or refuse to. I always bring up Douglas Adams' cloaking device for a giant ship on a cricket yard in London, which the cloaking device it's called a somebody else's problem field, which means they can clearly see the ship, but it's so alarming to their worldview that they're going to choose to ignore it because it's somebody else's problem. Yeah. That's exactly what a lot of America has had due to our creature comforts and stuff. And we have been rocked into this reality over the last 4 years of understanding that all of our worldviews, no matter how paranoid some of us were, we weren't paranoid enough. You should always have a basic level of universal paranoia as you go about your life. As you go about your life.
True.
Okay.
Smart.
Because shit can go down so fast and change so fast.